Okay, welcome everybody. So I want to tell you a little bit about how to use Google Sites. So here I am in my Gmail account. You got your little dial pad up here, which are your applications, and you go down to Sites. See? Sites. And there are two different types of Google Sites. There's Classic, which we're not going to be using. That's actually the older version. So we want to go to New Google Sites. So I'm going to click on New Google Sites. And I already have a bunch of Google Sites uploaded in here from stuff I've done before. So I'm going to want to go ahead and add a new site. So I'm just going to create a new site. And so it's opened up this new site for me. So I'm going to, on my title page, I'm going to demonstrate sort of how you should be patterning your site, at least for the purposes of this course. You start with my name, John Mischler's GIS site. Okay. And but this is how it'll be named in Google Drive, because now it'll be part of Google Drive, and it's repopulated it there too. Okay, so now I actually have my Google site. It's pretty boring right now, but you'll be able to add some more bells and whistles as you go on. So, for instance, if I wanted to change the image, I could upload them from the web, um, or images that I have shared, or I could just select some default images. So, just for simplicity's sake, I'm going to choose a default image, select, and so it's adjusting for readability. Since the background is whitish, it's going to increase the contrast, turn my text black automatically. And so let's say, so on my site, right, because on all of your folks' sites, you will be adding a text box here, right? And so this is on my home page. It's going to be the heading, why I am taking this course. Okay. I'm going to add another text box. This time I'm going to leave it as normal text. Now I am taking this course, blah, 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 right? Okay. And, of course, you can fill that text box out, right, to fill out your full text. And so already, right, there I've got my homepage, right, John Mischler's GIS site, and my description as to why I'm taking this course. So one thing I want to make sure you understand is you see this little editor, add editor. You want to add me. So everybody needs to have me, JAMISCHLER, at Goshen.edu. Everyone needs to have me added as an editor on their site. And so that means that I can see your site without you publishing it. And so that's another thing that we should talk about. So right now, this site just exists in my Google Drive. It's not actually published to the web, right? And so it's not published until I press the publish button. So now it's completely up to you folks whether or not you want your website available online or not. So right now, this can only be accessed by me or anyone that I've been or anyone that I've named as a collaborator. I can preview what it would look like online, even though it's not actually online. I can preview how it would look on a screen or on a phone, right? One way or the other. And so right now, you can just leave it unpublished, right? And that would be totally acceptable. I could see everything you were doing since I'm a collaborator. But if you did want to publish, right, you can just add a web address as just a default web address. I'll leave it in there. And you can say whoever can view this website, right? So if you want anyone on the web to be able to view this website, and you can leave it in or out of the search engines. I'll just leave it in the search engine. So it's completely up to you if you want to publish it or not. I recommend not publishing it until you're done with the course, and then you can make your decision. Then once you publish, you still can unpublish, right? So I can decide to go back, take it off the web. So anyway, that's a decision you can make later on. So right now, I've got my website. It's not published, but it's in my Google Drive, and John Mishler is a collaborator. Okay, and so I've made my home page. So now I'm going to go to Pages. All right, so I've got my home page, but I want to add an additional page here. So we'll just call this Assignment 1. Assignment, there we go. So now I've added a whole nother tab, right? It's called Assignment 1. So I've got my home page and Assignment 1. I'm going to change the image just to make that clear. Again, I'm just going to select a default image. Let's pick this. Okay, so I've got my home page and Assignment 1. So for Assignment 1, right, we're supposed to import 3 maps that we think are really, really cool from the web and write a paragraph about each map. And so let me just see here. Cool maps, cool climate change maps. Okay, so I'm just going to show you an example here. You don't need to necessarily, these aren't necessarily the maps I would choose, but so let's say this is our map here, all right? So this is a web map. You can zoom in and out, okay? So this is an active web map. And I can copy this, and I can go over and I can say, okay, I'm on my Assignment 1 page, insert, embed, and I want to embed by URL because it didn't give me a special embed code. It just gave me the URL, right? If I paste the URL address, and if I used preview, it would just give me an image that didn't actually work, but I want to actually embed the whole page. So I'm going to go ahead and insert that. So now, right? So when I go, when I go to look at this map, it actually does function. So if I previewed this, right? So this is how it would look on the web. I've got basically this website playing in a little window, and it does work. So I can X out of that, go back into edit mode. And then I can add my text boxes. We'll just say map 1, climate change, right? And then below that, you can add another text box. You can talk about this map is important, right? Okay. So then you can go ahead and you can embed another map. So let's see here. Tweet maps. Let's see here. Oh, I know. 1 million tweet map. That's a pretty good one. So this shows you can actually, this is a cool map. If I want to look at who's tweeting about agriculture, or with the hashtag agriculture, right? I can see in real time who is tweeting about agriculture. So the U.S. is lighting up, most likely because Trump gave a speech about agriculture here a couple days ago. So what we want to do here is, again, copy the URL, right? And I'm just copying a generic URL here. And go back to my website. And again, embed by URL. And I want the whole page again, so it's dynamic, so I can actually play with it in my site. Insert. So again, I could view what it would look like. Okay, so it's actually being kind of slow because I'm embedding quite a bit of information into this website, and it's hosting just off of Google Drive. I don't have it actually hosted online. But anyway, you get the idea, right? Okay, so that's how you go ahead and make a site. And so, again, now you have both the home page and the assignment page, right? And so now that's how you start your site. So I expect you folks to be able to use that to be able to hand in assignments from now on. Thanks.